Okay, so I'm just doing this on a whim. I'm doing my, expert hard side strat explanation video because I feel like there's, like, a lot of weird and, needlessly precise strats that I have here that are hard to, like, figure out just from watching. So I feel like watching through the video itself and explaining it along the way will just make it easier to understand a lot of these things. Alright, so yeah, let's watch.
God damn it.
Do you do them on your own or do you do them
Okay.
with the group?
I mean, so I guess I really don't have any true strats for this room. It's like really straightforward and it's at the very start, so what you're wanting is speed. The only thing I really do is just doing an instant hyper there instead of an extended one. Yeah, I do like a few of these dashes. I also try to go in to the dream block at the start as soon as I can so I can be on the same cycle for this, and it's just more consistent for my mind to work with, but it doesn't really matter too much. But you'll see more dashing through blocks a little later. I think there's like one other spot you can do it at. Yeah, like there. And for the most part, the rest of this flag is pretty standard. And I know you can like dash into this block and like skip that, but I do this ultra because it's at the very start and I want to get through the start pretty fast. It doesn't really matter, so I use speed strats there.
No.
This is a pretty standard one that everyone uses. For anyone who doesn't know what exactly to do, you go in here and then you just neutral, but since this map has neutrals disabled, it'll give you a regular wall kick. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to dash right and hold the right direction. It will let your dash attack enter the dream block with a dash, so you can skip all that upper area there. I know I do something else. Okay, yeah. I just do it down right. Don't do a wave dash. Walk off, jump, dash, dash, and then that dash. And it'll line you up perfectly for a super. That's like extremely lenient. Also to mention, do not buffer this crystal. You will die to the spinners every time. And then there's actually, if you do fail this ultra, if you go really far to the left, you can save it with a 1F hyper B hop, but I've only ever done that once, so it doesn't really matter too much. I'd usually just restart the run because it's not worth it.
Right there.
For some reason, I really struggled with this flag, but there isn't too much to do. But I do an alignment strat for the start here.
Are you kidding me? What?
It's pretty standard. It's a dash, then dash down, buffer down dash. It gives you enough room for a late hyper. That wall bounce, I try to time it with this purple flag when Madeline hits it. It's pretty consistent, but that wall bounce is hard. I don't know. If you fail this ultra, you can wait on the block and then save this with a super to get the lift boost from the block, but don't do it too late or else you won't get the lift boost on it. But that may be something to look into. I try to go low here, so I try to not do a full jump and kind of fast fall at the end, so I can like have time to correct myself if these blocks are like a bit late, because this ultra at the end is incredibly weird. Yeah, there's also some funny things. If you down dash and you get a good enough position, you can jump there, then jump on this move block and just skip the entire waiting here. It's really funny. It doesn't really add any difficulty. I legitimately don't do any strats in this flag. Yeah. I used to do the last tree block skip, where you yeah, you down and then you up right there. But at the end, but not at the end. That was like months and months ago. I actually stopped doing it because there are some positions where you just die to the spinners on the right over there. So I just chose to go for it and like suffer with the 3F wall bounce, which it's not really suffering. It's
I
pretty
like
easy.
math, but my skill is not.
You will die there
Like
some, so
math? I
do that
hate
strat your own risk.
Still,
Oh, this I have some little minor positioning here.
Also,
So you do the spring, get the full height, and then if you up dash and then buffer a right dash, it perfectly corrects you onto this. So it makes it like a 5F to get on there.
also took, only took
I try to time my dash when Madeline's foot hits the bottom of this lantern. It's a great visual position there. I also try to time the dash when Madeline's foot hits the top of the whatever the fuck the chain is. I hold onto the block, I demo, and then it's like 3 or 4F to land on that block with you climb to, I'll back up again because
also,
it's kind of weird to explain. You're going to climb to the top of this block, wait till Madeline's foot is right on the top of that chain, keep holding in demo, and then release grab. It'll give you like 3 or 4Fs to land on this block. It's pretty lenient.
That's good. So if you
There's really not much to explain here. Fall off there. Try to just time this late. It's a hard input. It's not really even a strat. Just try to time it late.
Math, just,
Yeah, I just do 16 up dashes, wait for this thing to come back down, and then if you walk off and dash, this turns it from, if you go from the spring, it's a 2F, if you do it from the block, it's a 3F. And as always, you can always save these by holding jump and then dashing if you fail any of the ones like that. It's pretty standard flag.
Yeah.
This is my favorite strat showcase flag. First off, super demo hyper. You go up here. Now you may have seen creeps do this, but you haven't seen what I'm doing. So it's a insta super, insta demo hyper, then 2 dashes, and then the second dash you turn left and grab. Yeah, line Madeline's head so that this'll spiky boy is right above Madeline's forehead in alignment with Madeline's hair, and you can do a demo there. Another way to line it up is Madeline's foot is 1 pixel above this spiky boy, if the golden barrier ever gets in the way there. Now, here's the funny. You hold left here instead of going to the block. You'll wall kick, an up dash, or up left dash, and then here. So, then you go into this zipper, walk off of it, turn left slightly, and then do an upright, and as you can see, your dash keeps the lift boost from it, even that entire place afterwards. It's my favorite strat I have in the entire map, because it makes this wall bounce so much more lenient, and it's utterly insane for that. I'm insanely happy I found something like that, and something that is as funny as that for this little part. It's really, really funny.
What are you gapping right now? What is...
Yeah, then you just do the ultra regulating, the fish boost, whatever. I just go on to the block, then wall kick, then do an up right there, because it puts me on the there where I can jump, and I'll be okay for not hitting that spinner.
Damn it.
Left demo, it's standard. I like this. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to have Madeline's forehead, and then on Madeline's head be 2 pixels.
What's in there?
Like that. You want to have the top of Madeline's hair 2 pixels below that spike there. It gives it, and yeah, you can wait here. You have enough stamina to do that, and I don't know, and surprisingly enough, many people don't know about this. So when you jump at the end of it, it's a perfect point to where, and I checked with subpixels, this is like the highest pixel you can get, where you will always hit the super here. and then I just do a super, and
Are you
some people do a right dash there. I do a down right up there. It just feels more
absolutely
natural
kidding
to
me?
do
I
for me,
totally
but
almost did that.
you can do whatever. It doesn't really matter at the end
Find the
there.
button.
I just find that make it a lot more lenient and removes the positioning of it.
I already have the. Like,
Oh! Don't buffer this first jump. Always wait a couple frames to activate the block. I've done that a couple times, and I have wanted to slap myself in the face every time. I failed it. So, yeah, don't do that.
the success rate here is.
This is just down right and then right buffered. And then just stall in this bubble since they respawn quickly. It's really simple.
Damn it. I'm gonna be honest, I just swapped my my jump and dash buttons to my
Just up in this bubble and do an up dash.
left and
It's
right mouse
I find this the
button, and I'm-
easiest, and in that bubble, down right and then do a down right dash. It's much more simple than that, in my opinion. I don't
fucking
know.
loving it.
Make sure to go full height here. This is one thing that people overlook. Just make sure you're at full height before you do this corner boost, or else you won't be high enough to do the corner
Ew.
boost. But that's about that.
I didn't
There
know
aren't
it was
too many
something you
things
could
to
do,
start
but
here.
I'm kinda loving it.
Like, I love it.
Sounds nasty.
Or that just seems wrong, kind of.
It does sound wrong. That's why I was.
Like, you can-
That's why.
Like, you
That's
can
why I
eat-
didn't.
We can eat with ketchup, but then you can't do it with that.
Why am I not there? Is it?
I don't know, just the only hard thing that you need to keep in mind is this upright dash. Just try to hit it later. Don't buffer it so you don't hit this spring up here, and then you won't be able to save it at all. It's kind of stupid. But besides that, I literally have 0 strats for this flag. So yeah, let's move on. This next flag, I struggled with it so much. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Let's just give me one sec. Okay.
Oh
It's possible to set your scroll wheel to a
So,
makes that one ivory berry a hell of a lot easier.
I just go into this little pond here, walk up. I do a super around this little water drain.
Keyboard on.
2 buffered down dashes and a buffered up dash. Do a buffered super.
Jump.
You may be wondering why. It gets this fish as low as humanly possible and in a consistent way. So that you can
No, you
do that and have 0 risk of, like, hitting the spinners up here,
You
essentially.
can set it to middle mouse click.
This is something that people overlook a ton. What you're going to want to do is you're going to do an upright, or an up left and then an upright, but you don't want to buffer it, but you also don't want to wait too long. So I'm going to back up just a little
Set it to
tiny bit.
middle
Just look at my
mouse
timing
click,
there.
but not-
It's like, duh. Don't do it like buffered or don't do it too late. You want it to have exactly that. These bubbles are super finicky when it comes to this.
Middle
So like that will give you enough delay so where the bubble's high enough to where you don't have like literally 2 frames to do this fish super. You'll always be at pretty good height there.
Oh, yeah,
And then
let me
it'll
start
also
jumping.
set you up for, so this bubble's a bit late. If you do that upright too late, you will always miss this bubble, essentially. If you buffer it, the bubble down there will be too low and you'll almost always die to the fish. It's super weird and something you just gotta get a feel to, but it's also easy to wrap your head around.
Quick with my middle mouse click button. That's gonna be great.
That'll make the strawberry.
This Theo. Just do this standard Theo there. The bubble will usually always put you at a good height to do this super. Yeah, just try to time your dashes around this vine to where you get a boost upward on top of that. And I don't know how to explain exactly, but like you'll get like more height while grabbing the Theo around like the edge of the left edge of this vine and then the right edge of this vine up here. See, I get like up tube here, and you really need to get a feel for that. Then if you do the left and then up left, I wait until I'm not going fully up to throw the Theo bubble, because if I'm too high, I might be too high on this fish, and it gives me enough time to like, so I can guarantee I can grab the Theo here. Time this around like the right edge of the waterfall. You're gonna want to throw Theo and buffer an up dash, but don't buffer grab. What you're gonna want to do is when you are at the peak of your dash, you're gonna want to grab Theo and instantly release it. This is the only, I highly encourage anyone who is even attempting this golden, use this, because everything else really fucking sucks when it comes to this Theo maneuver specifically. Everything else sucks. And I'm not kidding when I say that before this strat, I genuinely, this flag was like at a less than 50% pass rate. And that is not even a joke. This ending thing was so luck-based that I nearly lost my mind sometimes. So, I highly encourage anyone doing this, do this specific strat, and then, yeah, just buffer that. I'm going to show it again because it's just incredible. And the bubble will be perfect every single time. I can't overstate how good that strat is. I can't overstate it enough.
Hold on.
I do a mini strat in this room, in this next room here. It actually starts here.
Okay.
What I actually do, I was just scratching my head here. What I do is I hold grab going into the room so it doesn't activate these blocks. And then if I do a hyper and then the up dash, I will automatically grab the block. And then if I do neutral, there, this will just stay open so you don't have to do somewhere there. Once I pass this door and once I'm like fully turned, I slow feather so I don't have to like maneuver. It's pretty lenient. You'll get a nice feel to it, and then I just do a hyper there. If you actually miss that hyper there, you usually grab the edge of that block, and then you can just go back on the block and hyper there. The only thing it affects is a dash gate, which has been designed to be lenient there. I don't know. The rest of it's not really in too much stress. You just gotta get a feel to it. Yeah, if you miss the hyper up there, you just don't do this up dash. You'll be okay.
Alrighty.
This flight doesn't have too many strats for it. I only have 2 there. This one just is, again, for feel. I dash into this and then fall, then turn, do a wave dash. I do this wave dash when the block is about halfway in between this and the electricity. I do that. I don't hold the down right until this block. I just hold right. Then I hold down right on this block. Buffer neutral there. And then get the pink crystal in the up dash there. You can miss this pink crystal there. The reason you want to get the pink crystal is if you do this wall bounce and then just do an up left, you get perfect positioning. But if you miss it, you can always get onto this block, usually with 0 dashes, and then you just jump in 1 F tap until you land on the corner, since electricity doesn't go the full extent of blocks. So you can just grab the pink crystal and be there, and then you just jump over. It's really simple. This insta-hyper, I do an insta-hyper because, well, it's the best thing to do there. Time it when the block is like as low as humanly possible. It's a pretty weird timing, but it's consistent. This wall bounce is also savable, but I choose to try the wall bounce most of the time, because if I fail the wall bounce, I usually can, well, grab it and then save it with the thing I did earlier. I don't know if I did any strats in this room specifically. Oh yeah, I did a couple. Yeah, I just do that. I try to time this up dash a bit high. I throw it in Madeline's head is aligned with the bottom of his glass pane to throw the thing. Again, I throw it when Madeline's foot is at the bottom of the frame of the screen to throw the battery. Don't do a wall bounce there. It's just harder. Just grab that and jump. Simplest. Time the foot when Madeline's foot is at time the throw when Madeline's foot is at the bottom of his glass pane. It also works there. Oh yes, this flag. This flag I found. This right here fixes the biggest choke point of this flag, and it's not even close. Grab the wall down, buffer a down dash and an up dash, and then buffer a hyper. And this fish will be in the literal perfect position. It'll be high so you can do the super, and it'll be far to the left so you won't have any risk of missing the fish super. It's amazing. This is like the only thing I ever died to in this flag, and that strat at the start that I invented a while ago, that completely removes any aspect of actually failing the super. And it removes the only choke point of the flag. The rest of this flag is pretty standard. I do an insta hyper here because I just do. It kind of works, so.
I'm not slamming my mouse button.
I don't know what's with this. Sometimes it can be low and sometimes it can be high. If you're too low, you usually won't be too low that you'll miss this entirely. You may miss it on the first go, but bouncing the springs will usually hit you into it, so. I don't know. It's weird. Don't worry about it. It's not anything serious. I like timing it with these gears here. It just feels nice. After this bunny hop, after I get the full jump, I release grab and then re-hold grab. So I'm not slow falling because I'll just say it. So if I'm not slow falling, I will and still hold grab. I'll just instantly start jumping full height in these fish. If you do slow fall there, you have a chance of just missing this fish entirely, which I've done it before, and it's really weird. So yeah, don't do that. And I don't know, I just like doing this little maneuver. It's fun. It gets me there quick. It's not really dieable. So this, I just do the wave dash skips. I dash and then do a buffered reverse hyper. Buffered reverse extended hyper. Yeah. I do it, I don't even wait on the wall because if I wait on the wall, I actually personally it just has more chance of like me fucking up. But if I just do it immediately, I don't know, I just have less of a risk of doing it. It's a bit weird. I do this wave dash because there really isn't much you can do. This wave dash is just kind of needed.
There we go.
Yeah, this is a really good one as well. You buffer a down dash, you down and then buffer an up left, so that you can buffer a reverse demo hyper to this block. I love this strat. It's really good. Yeah, I just reverse there. And, sorry about that. Where was I? Ah, yes, this flag. Do the same thing here. Wave dash, reverse wave dash. I don't think I have much else for the rest of this flag. It's
You have to. Okay, you have to snowball because otherwise you don't have enough.
I also do
fucking
this
air
wave
time.
dash because getting under these spikes to do that reverse thing doesn't work. It's much tighter than, well, just doing it. CP4 deafening. Cat. I'm someone who does manual demo dream hypers for every dream hyper imaginable, except when I'm holding a jelly. When I'm holding a jelly, doing a demo dream hyper is the utter best thing you can choose to do in your life. It is super consistent and I love it. I actually failed this wave dash, so I invented a strat so I don't fail the wave dash. Don't ask me why I failed the wave dash, because I don't know. It's really simple. It's just right upright, and then you can just do an extended hyper. It's funny. I don't know. Another demo dream hyper, because I do manuals for everything, and like as you see here, I do a manual dream hyper here, because that's how I learned to do them, and that's how I'm going to continue to do them until I break my hands. You know, I do 2 up taps, so this spring will be in a good position there. I don't know. Feels right to do. You get a good feel for it. Like this, sometimes you'll be high enough so you can just throw it. Sometimes you'll be low enough like this. So if you're low enough, too low, you can just do that. Throw when you're right at that light. Then you just fall and then do an upright jelly regrab, and you'll go right into the thing. Time your up bounce with this pillar. It's the best thing you can do there. I know Thrift. You can check Thrift's video. I don't know if other people do it, but you can like skip this whole thing and then do some weird thing with the cloud crystal and stuff. But I didn't find that too consistent. And you can use this, or you can use that strat. I don't really care too much. I try to time this thing like at or above the bottom of this jellyfish signal. If you're right at it, this time I was like a couple pixels above it. So I reverse drew a demo hyper there because that's the easiest thing for me. If you do it slightly above the bottom of the jelly signal, you can just jump into the jelly and you'll be good. If you're right at the bottom of it, then you, I would recommend doing an upright right after jumping on the cloud, because then it will guarantee you get over it. If you're too low, you have a risk of the jelly not hitting the springs and just bouncing off. It's really weird. I don't know why that happens, but it does, so just be aware of that. Just find a good place for you to jump, for that to push you up into here. Yeah, I skip the springs by just doing the standard thing. If you're too high, you can have the jelly hit the electricity here. Don't buffer grab on this jelly. It'll guarantee you'll hit this spring. Oh, that was just me failing to do a back boost. Oh, I do a demo hyper there because, I don't know, manuals also feel weird to do here. Make sure to right dash into that, don't upright into it, that's all I have to say there. Another demo dream hyper. I throw it into there. It gives me a better height when I dash out of this thing. But not if I do that, where I dash way too late. Don't do that. It's really scary. Yeah. Now there is like the jelly skip you can do here, but it's really lame and I don't like it. It's not consistent as well. I just do that setup so I can get a good hyper position. I fall a little bit so I can then do the reverse hyper there, jump, and then jump up there to re-grab. Throw the jelly when you're about at the edge of this fish, then you can fall into it. Throwing it too late will not give you enough room to do the hyper. I don't know. Feels... when you throw it around here, then do another maneuver. It's pretty standard. But positioning that does matter, because you can hit this wall and do some other stuff for positioning, but once you understand that, it's not too bad. Throw, then I got up right there. There's other things you can do, of course, but that's just what I do. Up right there, and then do an instant hyper. I align the center of Madeline's face with the bottom pixel of this little jump through thingy, so that I can do an upright, grab the fish, throw it. Then I align my foot with the bottom of this thing as well. Or if the golden's in the way, you can, the top of Madeline's thing, there's going to be 1 pixel there. Or you can jump and then just do wave dash and upright. It's simple. Kind of throw the fish between here, this spinner here, and this crystal here. Throw the jellyfish a bit early, and then dash on the more left edge of this crystal. Now this strat here, I do a wall kick. I just neutral bait with it. I neutral drop it, then I hold on to the wall, do another neutral, and then neutral drop it, because sometimes when you neutral, you don't do it on the wall. This gets the fish in the perfect place every time. I wait up here, kind of like on the upper half of this bit. I wait for the jelly, the bottom of the jelly to hit the top of this spinner. I fall down and then just do a wall bounce. It's perfect positioning for the fish. Don't do a fish boost. You just do it neutral, and then you dash, and you are perfect in positioning. This, like, there's really nothing to do in terms of strats. Just do whatever feels right to you. I need to really piss my CP6. Maybe wondering why I am, okay. I'm gonna go back here. I try to neutral when Madeline's head reaches this line right here. And you may be wondering, what benefit does that serve? You'll see in just a minute. If you do that, you'll hit this very low. When you do the neutral, don't hold left at all, because if you hit the neutral, you'll do the neutral jump. If you fail the neutral and then you try to neutral and then left, you'll go into the spikes. So just do that for your own safety, so you don't like get into the spikes. And if you fail, you can just dash under it and reset the room. I neutral there. I'll show you exactly why. The rest of this flag is pretty standard, except that, which I was just being an idiot for. Jump. Yeah. After jumping here, I should be flashing red. That's why, but it's for a bit more than that. I do that strat so I can grab onto this block and perfectly be at the height. If you're flashing red, you won't be able to grab the block without sliding. But if you're not flashing red and you grab the edge of it, even if you turn flashing red, you won't start sliding until you hit 0. So you have enough time to go to the top of it and jump, and it just works there. Sometimes I failed doing that. It was really like, I think I got it like 60% of the time. I think I got that no flashing 60% of the time there, but it's also kind of hard to do that, so. But it doesn't really risk anything, so it's just good for that. Yeah, just grab this and release grab immediately. And then just hold right. You'll go near the top of it. I don't know exactly why this works, but it does, so that's cool. And then you just do the rest of the flag normally. Reverse hyper. Dash way earlier than you expected to. If you're early on this block, dashing earlier actually gives you more room. If you dash too late, you'll actually fall and hit this block. So, because you have hyper speed, dash earlier than later. I don't know exactly why this works, but it does. Like, if you're early, dashing early will save you. If you're late, dashing early or late will be okay. So it doesn't really matter there. So yeah, you just dash there. You jump with that standard wall bounce, wall bounce. Just get a feel for this. This is like pretty tricky. If you dash into the wall and then do a neutral, you'll always have a neutral a wall jump priority over water. So and if you do the jump from the water, you won't be too high to miss it. So doing a jump here, doing a 4-frame jump on this block will always kill you to this spinner. Do a 1, 2, or 3-frame jump. If you do a 1-frame jump, this will be a, I think, 2 or 3 frame to get over this spinner here. If it's a 2 or 3 frame jump, you really don't have to worry about anything. However, you will realize if you do a 3-frame jump there, you will likely regain your dash by hitting this. And I buffer jump there because that usually works. If you do a 2-frame jump, you usually won't regain your dash. So as you can see here, because I have blue hair, I did a 2-frame jump, and that worked pretty well. I think there's like some very, very weird circumstances where you just jump on this and then die. I don't know why that happened, but it does. So keep that in mind. It only ever happened once to me in a run, so I don't really care. And then just reverse standard hyper and that little guy there. As you can see here, I am giving Kevin a seizure because it's fun. This flag actually has a lot more intricacies than you may expect. So first things first, just buffer a down dash. It gives you perfect height to do the right enough dash. Try to do the this next input as close to the center of this little guy as possible. What you want to do is you're going to want to dash, then down, and buffer another down dash. So then you can use the height of this crystal to match where you want the dash into the Kevin you want to be. It just works. And then if you do that, sometimes if you're too high, you may want to wait like a couple frames to do this neutral, but most of the time you're pretty safe in doing the neutral and then doing another neutral there. 1 or 2 frame, I think. Maybe 3 frame, I don't know. 4 frame will kill you always though, so beware. Just hold down right, you'll just slide up, Kevin hit, down dash. I fall into this thing, jump and then dash, and then immediately buffer down right. It gives me enough time for my dash to regain, and the crumble block is pretty safe there. Don't be too far right on this spring. Again, buffer it so I can get consistent height. And then a down dash there. When I hit that, I wait for full height on the Kevin. I'm gonna go. Yeah, buffer right down. I wait for full height from the Kevin boost before I do another dash. And then I wait for full height there. So when I do an upright demo, I have the low chance of hitting this spinner. If you're too right on the spring down there, you'll have a higher risk of hitting this. But if you're too far left on this, you will have a higher risk of just not getting into this gap properly. So center is your best bet there. Then if you just down there, you'll get a good wall bounce position. Do the center there. You see everyone do this. It's just fall there. The thing you want to keep in mind is that if you hit this coin, try to dash when the top Madeline's head is aligned with the center of this star crystal thingy. If you hit a coin here, you'll always hit the coin above it. So don't worry too much about it. Just don't go too high and don't hit the spinners. That's all you gotta really keep in mind. I go a bit left there. Max height, then I do a dash there. And if I just buffer jump, I'll have perfect height to get over this thing. It's simple and effective. Now, I didn't actually want to do this strat by just going up into the binote, double jumping, you reset subpixels, then doing a right demo, and there. While this turns it from a 3-frame into a variable 3 or 4 frame into consistent 4-frame, I told myself I would not do this strat if I didn't die to this, but I died to it, so I do the strat. Yeah. Essentially just a dash. Don't immediately turn right to regrab this thing. Wait to fall a little bit, then regrab. Jumping away from it, even if you're on the wall here, you're usually pretty safe. Yeah, just reset subpixels, right demo, and then just dash there at any frame, it'll work. And then this is a 4-frame. Don't want to get, just don't overthink this. Do an up dash, fall, and then buffer the crystal. If you try to delay it, you'll almost always die. Don't try to correct your thing, just trust it. It works. I have failed that lesson many times. Just do a regular dash here. High, don't do demo, you can dive here. Just high up there, then turn, you'll have a good position there, you won't hit these spinners at all. Hit the Kevin, jump, bam. I dash at when my Madeline's foot hits there. Do an upright dash later, it'll get you perfectly there. Because it's a spinner, you don't have any risk of failing it. Jump, and then dash. I fall to the bottom here, so then if I time it the center of the coin, I will always hit the Kevin and grab the crystal without any risk of dying. I just don't buffer that. Kind of go high, then middle. There. Try not to buffer any of the dashes. Try to always get in the center there. Pretty lenient. Yeah, just don't buffer these dashes, and I think that's the rest of that flag. I don't know, there are really too many things for that flag, but there's some little things that you should know that will help you out. Here's me just practice so I don't fail a instant demo hyper. Aligns Madeline's hand so it's right at the edge of this little block here. Once you do, it's the furthest left pixel you can safely be without worrying about subpixels for doing this next strat you'll see. Doing a demo hyper and then doing an extended hyper will get me perfect on this. I don't have any strats for this wall bounce. Just do it. As Shia LaBeouf said in that Nike ad, whatever. Just do it. I didn't die to it once, but this wall bounce is super stupid. I died to it in runs many times. So just figure out what works for you, and yeah, don't overthink it. 2 neutrals there. Grab onto the block. Fast fall, so the 2 neutrals, so I could worry about not hitting these spinners when I fast fall into the fish. Don't immediately go right, or else you'll risk hitting this spinner. do the downright. Don't do this. Don't hold slow jelly the entire way. Just let the lantern rise and then just drop it normally. Don't do what I'm doing here. This was me just panicking out of nerves. It's not really too bad, but like I wouldn't recommend doing it. Then I just do the 2 up dashes aligned with this spinner. I'll be safe always there. Both wall bounces don't buffer it. You will not hit the crystal and the coin over there. I do neutral there, so I have enough. I have better height on this. Don't buffer this crystal. I died to that in a run by neutraling there. That's my only flag 5 death, and it was bad. Just like don't buffer the crystal. Just don't. Jump there, so you'll have enough time to dash up there. Then you'll neutral once, and then grab the jelly. Simple. I only died to this flag once because this flag actually gets really consistent after you know what to do. So first things, reset subpixels, do a wall kick. Do a hyper, and then do the downright pretty much aligned at the exact center of this indicator here. Then do a reverse hyper, again right at the indicators. The indicators in this flag are like extremely good. Like they're probably the best indicators in the entire map in my opinion. Reverse hyper. If you fail the reverse hyper and don't get it, you'll almost always have enough. You'll always be perfectly to hit this even without a dash. But if you do have a dash, do the down right there. It's just safer. To hit this, reverse. This is something that's not obvious. You just want to do the reverse hyper, then do the down right there. When you do, right after doing the down right, you're going to want to hold upright and jump all at the same time, so you get as much momentum into that as you can, and vertical momentum as well. So you can do the wall bounce there. I love this strat. Upright, hit the coin, jump, down right, upright onto there, jump. And then you just wait 1 cycle, go again. Just jump and dash. It's safe. I grab this and then do a wall kick. If you grab the wall, you will not be boosted from it, and you'll have a lot of frames to do it. And then because there's a crystal here, you can just do an instant hyper, then do the upright unled there, and then reverse hyper there. There is like a chance you hit this, but I never died to it in runs. If you die to it in runs, you can do like the thing that Parrot did, but I didn't try to mind it because it's very, very rare to happen to hit those spikes. Most people do dash into here and then do the upright to hit that, but what I'm going to do here is I dash upright into there, reset subpixels, do a neutral, crouch, and then do upright and hold down right so you slide into it. You'll be 1 pixel more left than if you dashed up into here to skip this thing. And I found the 1 pixel left really actually helps with the with missing it at all. I don't know, it just works better because you miss this thing less than if you just did the regular thing people do. It's a feel thing. It might not work for you because, I don't know, I didn't test it too much, but it just worked, so I went with it. Made sure I know what full height pixel looked like and then just did the wave dash. I got it. And then hit the thing. Here is the funny bit. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to line yourself with this pixel. With this pixel up here. But you're going to want to tap up into it so you're at low subpixels. Most of the entire pixel will work. But let's just make a diagram of the pixel here. So this is that pixel that you're looking at. Everything will... Let's just use a brush. Everything in this little pixel will work. Except, and I'm not even kidding you, a little triangle around around 0.12 from the top and about 50 in the middle. A little triangle like this. This triangle right here has a chance of just not working for just doing this. It's really stupid. I don't know why it happens. So like, if you're far left there, you'll have the frames here, you'll walk off just fine. You'll walk on the frames just fine on the zipper here, and you'll be okay. If you're on the right side here, you'll have enough. You'll have, I think, one less frame. If you're on the bottom here, that one less frame will be, I think, the same as being on the left. And if you're on the top here, you'll also have that one less frame. But this little triangle means that doing the walk off here means you'll die to this spinner. I don't know why it happens, but to be safe, just tap up into the pixel from the bottom. Safest thing you can do. Or just doing one F-tap down will also work. Yeah, just try to time your, and then moving on from that, try to time your jump around this little guy here, center of here and here. Do an upright. Usually an upright will get you there, so then you can do super. Don't buffer the jump, you'll do a corner boost. Then just delay that jump a little bit. This may seem really awkward, but I found something that's like honestly pretty good for it. So you're gonna want to go onto this, climb to the top, and then just hold. Time the down right at this pipe, and then do your jump from that, and then the down right as early as you can. If you're not at the very top of that block, and you do the down right into here as early as you can, then you have a chance of keeping the zipper lift boost. But if you're high enough, by the time you're able to regain that regain your dash there and be able to dash, try not to buffer it completely, but if you're at the very height, buffering it shouldn't matter because the lift boost will have already expired. You've seen everybody do this. It's a super dash, and then dash into there. Hold left and jump. It's the most simple thing there. You won't have any risk of holding upright into the spinners up here, and you'll just regain your dash. Hyper B hop! Woo! Volunteer. I wait for this thing to stop shaking so I can have a good visual here. Grabbing a zipper. Doing this super is hard. This is one of the only things in the map, in this flag, where I couldn't find anything around it. It's just a really hard input. You're going to want to do a super when the block is at its furthest point here, but don't buffer it. Just jump, just jump like safely on it, where you can regain your dash. Yeah. Climb up here, climb to the very top here. Like I said, with the pipe there, this is not set up. So where you're at the top here, if you down right and then buffer, jump and then another down right, you get the lift boost and you go noom across the thing. It's fun, I like it. I align with spawn pixel here, which is essentially right between these two things here. The pixels on the outside of it are a bit more brighter than this, but it's hard to see in video. It's perfect for setup on the corner music. Most of this flag is just feels. Try to hit the left side of this dash crystal. Left side of the bubble, left side of the bubble, left side of the bubble. Just do the left side of all the things there. You'll be good with positioning here. Down right. Just wait it out. Upright. or up left, then reverse jump there. Make sure you're not holding jump after you do this dash. You have a chance of doing a dash bounce. A shaboing boing, as one might say. Do a small jump there, and then do an upright dash. Gives you good positioning, I guess. I don't know, I like doing that strat. It feels nicer. You have a chance of not being high enough to hit this corner boost if you just do it from the ultra. So what you're going to want to do from that, to not have any risk, you're going to want to jump, and you want to dash when your foot is right inside the pink bubble part of it. It'll be perfect for corner boost high every single time, and you won't ever die to it. I switched to this strat the day before I got the golden, because my first flag 2 attempt returning to it, I died there. And that was not fun. So I switched it, and I never died to this again. The rest of this flag is pretty trivial. This flag is just hard. Just get a feel for it. It gets consistent. I like resetting my sub-pixels here. Doing the upright Dream Super. Buffer that Dream Super. I'm actually going to analyze this a tiny bit further. Do the next upright here, and then try to time the super at this little thing. It works for me. It's just a nice visual feel for me. Climb to the top here. I'm going to wait for when the block is fully advanced there to jump and then dash pretty much immediately. Like, the frame after is the most optimal thing you can do. Down right, hold upright and jump in there. You'll get massive speed. Then just do the ultra and dash into here. Try not to buffer that dash, because the dash out of the dream block, because it'll give you more consistent dash jump timing for this corner boost. And I actually didn't get the corner boost here. I was just going fast enough to where it was safe. If you get the corner boost, you'll be like way up there. But if you jump too early, you will always die, because it will give you the coyote frames out of the dream block, and you'll die to the spikes above. If you dash too late, you just won't get the thing here, and I guess that's it. I invented this strat because it gives you a lot of speed, and it's really consistent. So, yeah, just dash into this, climb up, full height wave dash, and then when you're not moving horizontally anymore, you're going to want to dash. Just any position will work, and you'll always be placed 4 pixels away from this, so then you can do an instant hyper, grab the thing, you'll be full dash, jump, go over there. Climb to this bottom here. Hold left into the this thing here so you get good sub-pixels. Now, when you're on dudes, you're going to want to hold up in the water and hold grab. If you just hold up normally, you'll just kind of like be on here and just stay in this. If you hold grab, however, and hold up, you will act like you're climbing up it. I don't know exactly why it works, but it works. So there, you can crouch, do a full jump there. And then, now, as you see, if you do a hyper, and then down right, you'll get the speed from the first crystal, and then the next down right you do will give you the speed of this crystal. And then you just practice this so you don't choke. I choked you before, but... Ta-da! Now, for the rest of this... Dude. Ignore my reaction. Just be careful. Don't fall to the bottom. Don't die. Dude. Hey, just don't die. Don't fall. Don't get trapped by anything. No. There's no shot. Oh, here's a funny thing you can do. If you wait for your position to stabilize, and then do a right dash and a buffered right dash, you will always fall perfectly into this little hole there. It's awesome. Walk until the scene changes. If you then do a left dash as soon as you can, you'll usually fall right into that hole. Walk into there, and because you can go through the full cycle there, you're just not going to start at the far left over here. You're gonna start immediately here. It's awesome, and you'll skip the scariest part of the entire ending, so you can just do 2 hypers, and, there. I'm not gonna show you that reaction because it is fucking loud. Go watch the video if you want to. I would highly recommend it. Give it a like. It's a pretty good video because it is awesome, and this golden is awesome. So, yeah, that is my strat explanation video for Starfruit Supernova, the expert heart side. Anyone who wants to use this, feel free. If you have any other strats there, also feel free, but just, try to, yeah, have a good time when doing this golden, because this is the best thing I've really ever done. Just ever. I don't know, I love this experience from start to finish, and I'm so glad that this is I get to call this my hardest golden. So, yep, see you guys later. Bye-bye.